extra second. All right, cool. All right, we are live here, doing another prelude, and I'm just going to go over the thing again. I kind of explained this in the beginning of each of these. But the idea is that we are going to be running the Stonewalkers campaign, and I think it is a really cool campaign, and I love the fact that it's canonical and has a lot of information about what happened with. Well, listen on to find out. Lafo. Anyway, but today we're going to be doing the prelude for Kael. You want to say hi real quick?
Yeah. Sorry, I kind of awkward, but yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, no worries. Don't worry. I mean, we're going live here, but nobody's listening. Maybe they'll listen someday. So I'm going to start you out here real quick with a couple of things to get us going here. Here's the map. You can go ahead and drop your token right here. The map is just so that we can kind of keep things together as we move forward. And I will dump you into the starting here in just a moment. All right, so you are in Borden's office right now. It's like a small, cluttered desk is right in front of you. Borden is standing there. His expression is kind of unreadable, and he hands you a sheet of paper. So, there's 3 disturbances tonight, Kael. I need you to check out. They're all within a few blocks from here. If you could check each of them and look for any sort of connections and report straight back if you can. There's been a lot of strange things going on after the storm. And I will give you the sheet of paper here in the text box, and I'll read it off so those that are listening can see it. Oh, that's not right. Disregard that. Actually, no, that is correct. So what it says is the number 1, there's a dead man in an alley behind Potter Square. And there's a witness that is being detained there that says that his reflection spoke. There's a panic at the Noble Feast earlier this evening as well. There's been some shouting and hysteria that happened there. It's all been basically cleaned up now. There are a few nobles that are waiting for you to take their accounts. And then there is, apparently there was a collapse in the servants' quarters as well. It seems like they're all related. So as he hands you this and you're kind of reading over it, he looks back to his scribe and asks her to leave the room. She stands up from the small span reed desk and leaves the room, and it's just you and him for a moment.
As she leaves, he was hearing the scribe recites the contents of the thing to him, because he don't know how to read. So,
Right. It would probably just be a glyph for each thing.
okay.
That would be, it would have it written in undertext. So there would probably be, a glyph pair that means dead man in alley or something along those lines. It's not like Storm Warden text, but it's like, I'm sure as a watchman, there's probably glyphs that kind of like police officers would use, where it'd be like, oh, this is a 316 or whatever. So.
Okay. Then, as she leaves the room, his expression becomes more somber, more serious. He looks to Birding and just kind of frowning says, "Two of those reports mention things about reflections and mirrors. That's weird."
Borden kind of looks back at the mirror on the wall behind him. I haven't noticed anything, but yeah, they definitely That's what I thought as well when she was reading it off to me before. Um, yeah. So I mean, if you could go check those out, I would love for you to check them out. Check the dead man first. They're detaining an urchin. Um, he's just saw what happened. I don't know. It's weird.
He nods. Will do what I will see what I can do, sir. And he gives a small salute before uh, quickly going to his duty and starting to leave the room.
Okay. All right, Kael. I'll see you in a little while.
And he looks to the mirror and just that they start Father protect us, and he leaves.
Yeah. So, the first one, as he denoted to you before, is only a couple of blocks away. It's just northeast of the palace proper itself on the perimeter. So you walk through the city, you're basically seeing dusk approaching. The high storm is, the riddens are passing just, a few moments ago. Sorry, I'm trying to find my words here. It's too early to be doing this. But as you approach, you see the scene. And there's a couple of guards standing over a body. The like rain-slicked cobblestone. The corpse is laying there against a crate, and he's cradling a piece of broken glass in his palm. And there's an urchin just sitting on another box a little further away, not looking at the dead body, but just awaiting, for you to arrive to come speak with him. The other guards are just kind of chatting, and as you approach, one of them kind of gives you not a salute, but kind of stands at attention.
A nod.
A nod of respect.
Yeah. He nods back, and just before, I imagine that the urchin is kind of waiting on the on like a alleyway or something. So as he approaches, he looks to both of the guard, and just after giving a nod, he just kind of asks, "Any problem or something I need to know before speaking to the kid?"
No, he seems fine. He's a bit younger, obviously, and he points at the kid, and you see him. He's probably, I don't know, 7. He's young. But you're familiar with these kids. You kind of grew up in similar circumstances. They're well beyond their years as far as having, experiencing atrocities and dark things that happen in the city.
He nods and just, is the man related to the kid, or is he was just a unlucky weakness?
As far as we were able to discern, the kid was just kind of passing by, or maybe he lives in this area and he just happened to see it, occur. And he got Cash over here. Cash kind of nods. He's like, yeah, the kid, found me. I was on patrol. I got Tam. We came over here and checked it out. And, we had word sent back to you, or I guess Borden technically, to come, do some investigation here. Apparently there's been some strange things occurring recently, and he wants to keep tabs on it. So, I don't know.
There is, we hope, is nothing more than a few people scared of the, usual stories that around the storm.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will see what I can discover. Thanks for, guarding the place. And he goes inside. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the kid's, in the alley right outside of the area where it occurred. He's just sitting there, and he looks up as you approach, kind of, nonplussed. He's unfazed by the events. He perks up a little bit when he sees you. You notice that he shares like a similar complexion to you. He's probably also shares some descent. He's not. He doesn't look like an Alethi. So more of like a bronze skin tone, dark-eyed.
Okay. He approaches and he gives eyes like corner of the mouth smile, kind of just like trying to calm him a bit, show that like not having that a stern face and serious that makes him on the edge. He tries to be calm as possible.
Cool.
So he approaches.
Can you give me just a quick presence roll, real quick, just to kind of exude that kind of demeanor?
What
just,
skill?
Just raw presence.
I don't think you can roll the individual thing. It always has to be a skill. So persuasion or leadership, maybe.
Okay, do leadership. I thought you could click the key for the.
It's always our rolls have to be a skill.
As far as the buttons go, yeah.
Ooh, Nat 1.
Nat 1.
Yeah.
As you approach, the kid, he kind of looks at you sideways and takes his arms and just kind of folds them on his chest, scratches his chin a little bit, assesses your uniform. Hey, can I go now?
Not yet, kid. I have to make some questions, but look, you are not in trouble. I just need to know what I've seen. He kind of leans down a bit, like goes down to one knee to be on the same height as the kid, trying to not be too harsh on him. So as he goes down on one knee, he just looks to the. Is the body of the man there, or they already removed it?
Yeah, the body of the man's over to the side. It's still there, so you can investigate the body if you need to, or whatever before they carry it off, just so that.
So as I lean down, I lean down close to the body, so I at the same time I keep the same height as the kid a bit, and also I give a preliminary glance at the body. Is there anything that catches my attention first?
Give me a quick perception roll.
Perception. Okay. Let me see. Unreal, man. My rolls today.
Get the bad ones out now. So as you look over at him, at the body, who's kind of like adjacent to where the kid's sitting, it's maybe even a little inappropriate how close they've kept the kid to the body while they're waiting for you to arrive. Who knows? He could have been here for a couple hours by now. By the time the message reached.
Is it smelling already?
What's that now?
Is it smelling already?
No. So do you touch the body or do any sort of examination?
Not yet. As I said, I just lean down to talk to the kid, and I give like those initial glance to see if anything there was kind of weird to the sight, Just
yeah. So you look at the body. You don't see any discernible wounds on him that would have caused his death. His hands are a little bit cut up around the knuckles, and he has a piece of glass in his palm that he's clutching. When you look at the glass for a moment, it's almost as though like your reflection in it skips. Like you look at it and you see, a bit of your reflection, but it's a couple of seconds behind.
He raises his eyebrow for a moment, but tries to not give that much of a reaction at this moment in front of the kid. So he just looks back to him and what did you see? Did you just find a body? What happened?
I already told them what I saw. he was looking into a window and talking to it, and then he broke off a piece of glass, and as he was looking into it, he just fell.
Do you live around here? Here? Did you know him?
I don't know him. It was just weird. Like I heard the yelling because he was. I mean, he wasn't just talking. He was yelling at the window, and then he fell.
What was he saying? Do you remember?
I don't remember exactly. I couldn't hear the. I mean, I couldn't make out what he was saying. It was around the corner of the alley, and by the time I got over here to see what was going on, he was, breaking the glass, and then he just fell.
I look to the place. Like it seems that he fell from a window. So there's like
Well, he
some
didn't. He
height.
didn't fall from the window. When you look at it, I'll give you a better description. Sorry about that. It's an alley, and the
Oh,
window is at ground level.
oh, okay.
You're
Uh,
on.
uh,
Go ahead.
no, no, sorry. I was just saying. I was imagining that was like a two stars house or something, and he fell through the window or something like that.
No, it's just like some squat tenements. You're on the leeward side of it, so there's some windows and doors built on this side of the homes where the kid was passing through, and it just looks like it was just a normal window that he broke a piece of glass out of. Maybe he stood on top of the box that he is laying next to and then fell, but just at a glance, it doesn't seem like the fall, maybe 2.5 feet, would have been enough to just kill him. Um, yeah, I mean, his facial expression definitely looks odd, like scared or something like that.
Okay. Um, I try to see, like, I know kids are always on edge around guards. I take a look at the body, see the kid put up this this front as he crosses his arms in front of the thing. Uh, can I maybe roll insight, see if I can glimpse if the kid is worried about something, if maybe he's hiding something like that.
Sure.
Uh, what what is three blood dice? Sorry, what does it mean?
Oh, I just saying you have 3 plot dice you can use in the session, by the way.
Like I can decide to add the blood die or
Yeah, I'm giving it because this is your prelude, so I'm allowing you to have some storytelling.
got it. Okay.
So that you can throw them down when you want to try to
Right.
push a moment a little bit, a little further than you would.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
Got it.
to answer your question, sorry about that. I guess I would say give me an insight, and I
Okay.
think that what does your streetwise ability allow you to do? How does that function?
Spiritual. The expertise in general. They don't have explicit mechanical effect.
Mm-hmm.
What they do is that like they have two features. That is assumed knowledge. That is basically you may not need to roll for something. If that I'll give an example. If you have the fabrial crafting expertise,
No, I
you
understand, but I'm saying for the streetwise one in particular, what is the context of that exactly? I don't have all the memorized. What is the streetwise one?
okay. The streetwise one is not an official one. Expertise can be basically anything.
Ah,
So
okay. All right.
you
Well,
just choose that. So yeah. So
I'll give you
there's
advantage on this insight because of that, allowing you to kind of use your
yeah.
experience, of your background essentially.
Yeah, it's basically for those sort of things, like basically things related to discovering things on the street, seeing, talking with some people, trying to not fold under pressure,
Yeah.
things like that. Basically, those sort of stuff. So that's 18.
Cool. Yeah. That the expertise, I really actually like the way they do it for this campaign. But anyway, not to digress. 18. You can tell that he's definitely uncomfortable. He wants to get out of this situation as quickly as possible. It seems like he may even regret having put himself in this situation to begin with. Um, and but it doesn't seem like he's hiding anything in particular. He's fidgety, he's scared, he's uncomfortable. He probably just wants to go home, wherever
Okay.
that may be.
He he gives a nod to the kid, so and just says, um, "Is that really all?" Like he don't seem mad. He just trying to see if he remembers anything else.
Yes, I said that was it. Can I please just go? This is it. I'm just getting uncomfortable now. I don't like being questioned. I don't want somebody to see me here talking to you.
He nods his head. "Mm, you can go. Don't worry. As I said, you are nothing to worry. Thanks for thanks for warning us."
He stands up, pushes himself off the box and kind of like looks around and slowly backs away and then just runs down one of the alleys into the darkness.
As he stands up, before he takes up running, he just, "Hey kid," and I throw him a diamond ship, just and just say, "Get some bread for you."
He like kind of catches it easily.
Mhm.
He holds it, he looks at it and he just smiles up at you, and then takes off.
I give just a shape, not a mark, because he knows that walking around with a lot
Yeah.
of money on the streets is dangerous. So just something for him to get something to eat, and yeah. Uh, he then turns to the actual corpse, and he first things he do is trying to. I imagine that. So I imagine that the body is stiff at this moment. Like the rigor mortis is already
Yeah,
stiff
give
him.
me give me a medical roll real quick, just as you kind of examine the body.
Okay. I will use one of my plot die here. I think this
That's a
can
good
be useful.
opportunity. Cool.
Yeah. Let's see. That's 15, but no, but the plot die was a black.
So that's nothing from the plot die, right? Is that what we got there?
The plot die, yeah, it just the regular 15. The plot die was a neutral roll, so
Cool.
no complication, no opportunity.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you can discern as you examine the body. There's some lacerations on the knuckles, as though they broke the glass with their hand, and then cradled it with the other hand, and were just holding the glass. It's about probably the size of a dinner plate, but obviously fragmented in shape. And outside of that, the face seems to be set into rigor, stuck in place in a. As you examine more closely, it looks like a state of extreme fear. But the body itself is a bit more pliable. Not, it hasn't been fully set into rigor yet, but it is starting to get a bit stiff.
I try to get the piece of glass out of his hand before it goes fully stiff, so I can take a look at his hands especially,
Sure.
and to the glass itself, see if there's
Yeah.
anything.
So as you pull the glass out between his hands, they kind of like pull apart stiffly, almost like like you're moving something made of like plastic, or like a loose branch. Um, you pull the glass out. It seems unremarkable. The instance where the reflection seemed off for a moment doesn't repeat, and as you look at his hands, it's pretty normal. There's you probably are able to discern at this point. There's nothing else to be drawn from this.
Okay. Uh, I I try to like just open his shirt a bit, see if there's any sort of signals of like people on the street. Generally, there are signs in below the fingers and below the nails on the neck. Things like maybe related to the use of fire moths or another drugs. Anything that I
Yeah,
may.
that's a good question. Yeah, once again, no, he seems actually kind of healthy, a little bit on the pudgy side, just like a normal man. He's dark eyed, seems probably like a upper middle Don. Uh, you know, what is it?
Is he like a beggar? Does he have like his
No,
no? Okay.
no, he seems like a normal citizen, maybe a lower class merchant, or an upper class citizen or craftsman.
Mhm. I searched his pockets just see if there's anything that may be able to be recognizable. I have the impression that the kid may have already been searching that before we arrived, but
um,
I, I
so
don't expect to find marks, but if I don't expect the kid to leave like a paper to pick a paper or
give me a
something for
quick deduction roll, please.
deduction. Sure, that's a three. No.
Yeah, no, there's definitely an absence of a sphere pouch, and no, you know, nothing to identify him at all.
No papers, no nothing else. So just okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
One of the guards
sure.
approaches. He's like, "Hey, it's Cash, the one that the kid originally spoke with." Um, he's like, "Do you think that it's kind of funny that he, talked about the reflection? I heard, just as I was passing some of the other guards, that there was a disturbance at at one of the ballrooms this evening, and apparently there was some stuff that was mentioned there also that had something to do with reflections or something along those lines."
He nods. Yeah, I was going. I was going there after this, but I wanted to take care of the dead body first because before the place started stinking.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're finished, we can remove this body and get back to our patrol.
Mm. He gives a nod and just says, "Try to see if give them to the Ardents and see if anyone can identify the man.
Okay.
But for now, that's all."
The
Mhm.
Tam picks the body up and just kind of like throws it over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
And the Cash gives you a nod. Tam does too, and then they start walking back towards the palace, towards the garrison where you came from,
Yeah.
in this direction.
I will still be holding at the piece of glass at this moment. He gives a, how can I say it, uh, worried expression to the glass, and he puts it in his pocket for now. He don't
It's
throw it
it's pretty
away.
big. Like I said, it's like the size of a dinner plate.
Okay. No, it's I thought it was more like a shard, like how can I say? Yeah, it was a tall shard, but not a wide one. Okay,
Yeah,
so
no, it is. It is exactly. That is a good description. Like, imagine if you had like a dinner plate and you dropped it, and it broke into like two pieces. It's about half of, like that. But it's glass, so it's got very sharp, jagged edges. You could carry it around if you wanted to, but it would definitely cause some
no,
damage to your pants.
yeah. If it's that sharp, no. Um, I will do something though. You said that the kid said that he was looking through the window and then he kind of just broke the window, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I will like stand up and try to look through the window that he broke.
Hmm.
What I can see inside?
So it is. It looks like it's one of the outbuildings around the outside of the palace. Uh, if you look inside, you can kind of see there's rows of boxes. Some of them are tied off. There's a few like wagons inside of there where boxes are stacked up on top of them. There are a couple of different, like rope, uh, you know, pulley systems. So it looks like it's some kind of warehouse.
Okay. Is the place inside like dark?
Yeah, it's dark. There are a couple of like sphere lamps with just maybe 3 or 4 chips throughout that cast enough light for you to have like a dim, like perspective of what it is inside, but it's not well illuminated.
Okay. Yeah. He just sighs and he raises the glass through to like on his eyesight and trying kind of for just a moment looking to the warehouse through the glass, trying to see if there's I know, kind of just putting himself on the position of the man for a moment. So he just holds the shard of the glass on front of his eyes, looking inside the storehouse for a moment, but after that, just uh, throws the throws the glass away, if assuming that nothing happens.
Yeah, no, it seems pretty commonplace at this point. It's just
Yeah,
strange. Um,
yeah.
you know,
So,
maybe
yeah.
even like Borden's overreacting a little bit about having you go out and investigate it.
Was just just a eerie feeling because of this moment that the reflection appeared a bit skipping, as you mentioned. So but not seeing anything, he just lowers the glass, throws it away on the corner of the alleyway, and starts going to the ball that was mentioned.
Yeah. So you pass back through the rear entrances to the palace. Um, there are a couple of gardens and the like. Um, Actually, you would be going in the main entrance. There's the grand entry, and as you go in, there's like a huge like pillars holding up this dome inside of the amphitheater, and there's a staircase going up. And then as you pass through these columns to the right hand side, you can kind of hear some voices and people, going over, like some things, like people repeating something back. Kind of hard to hear.
Huh. He takes a takes a step on the to the entrance and let me just let me go. And he starts to enter the place. I imagine there's guards on the room, like on the entrance.
There isn't a guard on the entrance. There's one standing inside of the room. As you enter, they
Hmm.
once again kind of give you a familiar nod. When you enter the room, you see inside the hall there's shattered plates, there's spilled wine all over the floor. There's 2 guests that are in there still. They're seated, kind of trembling, and there's a servant standing next to them at the table that they're seated at, kind of just like wringing their hands. And as you enter, the guard kind of nods his head and then excuses themselves from the room.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, Let me see. Uh, as I enter, I try to. How many people are inside? How
It
many people are
it's
sitting?
just these 2 nobles. There's clearly a woman with her hair pulled back tightly. She's wearing a hava. Um, she has her free hand clutching her safe hand, and she's kind of crouched over this beautiful table that is strewn with food. It's just totally covered with plates that have been upturned. There is there's curries and gravy and all kinds of sauces that have just been thrown all over the place. She has food on her clothing, and adjacent to her is another noble man who also looks disturbed, and he's looking at her. He's probably about the same age. At a glance, maybe they're there together. They don't look related. And then there's the servant that's standing over the 2 of them, just kind of watching as you approach.
Uh, as I approach, I gives a small. I imagine they are light eyes, right?
Yeah, the two nobles are light-eyed. The servant is dark-eyed.
So he approaches, still this time putting a more like serious posture, just dealing with nobility as usual. So he approaches, Brightness, Bright Lord, may I speak with you through for a moment?
The man stands up, kind of pushing his chair back, and he rests a hand on the woman's shoulder and whispers in her ear for a moment. And he kind of gestures for you to follow him to the other side of the banquet room. And he kind of posts up in a corner, and he kind of gestures for you to come over to talk to him.
Uh, I apologize for bringing more questions for today's night. I I am sure that was a stressful evening, but can you can you sure explain to me again what happened here?
Yes. Uh, he gives you a glance.
Mhm.
They've sent Dark Eyes to come investigate, and a foreigner at that. Are you sure
What?
you're up to this duty, young man?
Mhm.
This is very important.
He nods. I can assure you that was sent there. I was sent here for a reason.
Of course, you're sent here for a reason. I just question your abilities. Couldn't they have sent an officer of some kind, somebody of more importance to investigate this? This clearly is a. There were a number of people here this evening. Something happened. There, people began laughing. Some people began crying. A small riot broke out. My dear over there is absolutely shaken. Something needs to be done immediately.
And can you help me understand what exactly happened here?
There was a riot during the feast. A few members of the nobility took it upon themselves to begin acting very strangely. I can't say exactly what made it occur. Many people were wounded. A number of people were cut by broken plates or thrown food. It was very unalethi, I must say. I am completely disturbed by these events, and as you can see, my wife is beside herself.
I am sure it was a very traumatic event. Uh, how this exactly started, if I may ask? You
I
mentioned that
I
you
can't say
started.
for certain. As the high storm passed, after the pass of the storm, something happened. Just the mood of the room changed, and I have to say I felt it myself. I didn't respond, being a man of strong constitution that I am. I was not fazed by it, and my wife also did not give in to the strange feeling that passed over the room, but many did. Perhaps they
And
had more wine. I don't know.
and those who did, what did they start doing exactly? Did they
It
start
just
setting
acting
fire?
erratically, breaking glasses. Some of them laughed out loud. People began to cry. The fight broke out in one of the corners between two nobles who were there as friends. It's just a very odd occurrence. Many of them have left and are hiding themselves in shame at this point, I'm sure. Myself and my wife, having acted in a dignified manner, have stayed here, and we demand an audience with Aesudon immediately.
The queen is extremely busy. Busy.
Well, I wouldn't
Did
expect a man of your rank, of your character, to be able to obtain an audience with the Queen. You're dark eyes. Nothing against your class, but I certainly need someone of higher ranking to make this happen. Could you please go find that person for me immediately?
He sighs a bit, but very kind of more to himself and just gives a respectful nod. I will see what I can do,
So as you're
dear.
talking, you can see the guard that was in the room kind of poke their head in the door and like motion for your attention.
And as he said, I will see what I can do. So he was kind of already excusing himself. So he just naturally turns back and starts going over to the man.
So, as you walk over, you see the man just kind of follows you over as you go to the exit. He stands next to you while you're speaking, while you approach the guard over there. And you see the guard is a light eyes.
Yeah.
They are a captain. The man just kind of stands there, next to you in the hallway awkwardly.
Mhm. Okay, and he turns to him. May I help you?
Um, yes, Bright Lord Cavil, can you please give me a moment of privacy? I already sent a message to Aesudan. One of the servants went to go speak with her. They will be with you presently. Sir, please, let me do my job. The man,
He. This is the captain speaking,
the
right?
cap,
Right.
the
Right.
captain is speaking to the Bright Lord. The Bright Lord kind of like puffs up his chest.
Mhm.
Well, I suppose I can wait a few more moments, but we've been here for over an hour at this point, and my wife is becoming very disturbed. Captain, I will have your rank if you do not make this happen within the half hour. I will be waiting here at the table with my wife.
Okay, I hear all that, right?
Yeah, it's right in front of you. It's just kind of in the corridor, heading in the hallway. That would head back to where the kitchens and the food prep and the servants' quarters are.
Okay. Uh, I want to notice something as I in seeing that happen, and I was talking with them. Uh, the the brightless the woman appeared to be the most distressed of the two. That was clear. But it was not on my station to just ask, oh, can I talk to your wife privately? So yeah, he didn't.
Right.
But I want to see something else. How was the servant reacting?
Um, the servant's still standing there, kind of just standing over the shoulder of the woman. Like I said, she's kind
Yeah.
of like wringing her hands. She's at attention, essentially, um,
Mhm.
awaiting the need of them. She's looking at them. You see her look up at you and make eye contact with you a few times, but she doesn't step away from the woman.
Okay. Uh, I will give some eye contact, and I will just mouth the words to it's a woman servant or it's a man. Sorry.
It's a woman.
Okay. So he just mouths the words to her like you know speak with you, for a moment, and kind of awaits as he leaves the room, kind of trying to get her to come to him, hopefully.
Roll a quick
Not for
persuasion real fast.
sure, because the bright lord's already mad at everyone here, so he don't want to go back and just, oh, let me speak to your servant, because that would be kind of offensive, to be honest. I imagine, oh, you are here and you want to talk to the I got the 14. um I want to talk with the servant, so instead he just like mouths to her to maybe see if she can excuse herself for a moment to talk to him.
Yeah, you see her graciously excuse herself. Giving some words of acquiescence to the Bright Lord and the woman, um, who seems to be like just leaning over, rocking in her chair a little bit. Massaging her her safe hand with her free hand, and just a very undignified way.
Yeah.
She seems a bit emotionally broken,
Mhm.
and she's whispering to herself at an inaudible level.
Okay.
The servant crosses the ballroom, making her way through some of the scattered refuse on the floor, stepping around that, and walks out into the hallway and slowly closes the door behind her.
Okay. Uh,
Yes, I only have a moment. What can I? How can I help you?
It will not take long. I just hope hope that you could elucidate a bit more on what happened here.
I don't know what
I
happened. A number of the nobles maybe had a bit too much wine, and after the storm passed over, they began acting very erratically. I can't I can't say what happened. I personally didn't feel anything at all. Um, I did notice something strange, but I think it must have just been. I,
It's, it's, uh, whatever you heard, you can talk. You will not be punished by that. I ask you for what you have seen. It's very important at this moment.
well, while the commotion was going on and the debauchery broke out, a few guards came in and had to escort several of the nobles out, and the hall cleared out a time ago. And I was told that they had sent someone to Asudan to speak with this the Bright Lord. And anyway, but the woman, she just keeps repeating, "I saw myself smiling," and over and over and over again. It's just disturbing. I but I
she's she's talking about the woman she's serving, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
I see myself as mine.
I don't know what it
He,
means. She's incoherent.
he nods,
Thanks for your cooperation.
and he will allow her to excuse herself. Just trying to not keep her far too long. He don't want her getting in trouble because of that.
Yeah, she'll step back through the door and slowly close it behind her and just give you a nod.
Mhm. I don't expect to get a lot more done here, especially with the the uncooperative light eye. So seeing that I am already close to the palace, I will go to the servants' quarters to see if they made that collapse.
Yeah, as you're walking back, the guard that's there. I'm glad you're here. I've been waiting for some time. Are you Borden's man?
I am.
Good, good. Uh, there was after the disturbance, they sent back one of the servants to speak with Aesidon, and there was something strange happened, and she is incoherent now as well. The this strange shadow that has passed over the palace is disturbing. And he walks back through, and you see the eastern gallery, where it's just like this big open corridor with pillars running down either side. And he steps into one of the first rooms, and it's the servants' quarters. And he opens up the door, allowing you to step inside. Uh,
Have you seen anything strange yourself?
I personally did not. I didn't even feel a twinge of the feeling that they had mentioned.
Like, sorry, he didn't or he did?
He didn't.
He didn't. Okay. Hmm.
So he'll walk
He
up and he just stands outside the door.
okay. Um, he steps inside, taking a glance around the room. He especially pays attention to mirrors, like trying to see how many mirrors there are in the room because that has been some frequenting on those two last occasions. So he's a bit more wary of them.
So, as you enter the room, you don't see any mirrors on the walls. There's like a small stand in the corner that looks like it is probably used by everyone as like a place to get ready. It's It's like a small desk with a chair and a mirror there. There's a few chips that are illuminating the area. The room has a couple of sconces on the walls with diamond marks in them. The room is relatively well illuminated. There are a few beds in here that are like bunks for servants. And in the center of the room, you feel this air of tenseness as you walk in, and there are a few servants huddled together. There's one that's kind of like laying on the floor. It looks like she may be unconscious. And there's a scribe that's sitting on the floor that's shaking as well. And there's a single lantern flickering like in the center of the three of them with a bit of stormlight.
He approaches, and so what? There are two women that are collapsed, right?
No, just one. There is one that's
One.
collapsed, and then there are two other maids that are huddled over her, and then there is a scribe. There's an ardent, a female ardent, that is kind of shaking as you see in front of her. There's an incomprehensible scrawl of letters on a sheet of parchment that she apparently has just written down.
Okay. He gives a greeting to everyone in the room, and he approaches the ardent, and especially at first, and see. How do people talk to the ardent again? Is brother, right? Like brother or sister?
Yep.
Basically. Okay.
Um, Sister, may I ask what you have discovered of what happened, of what afflicted her?
I was able to get her account when she came back. It's very odd. It's troubling, and there's a number of strange occurrences. But when she spoke, she apparently spoke with Asudan briefly before returning, and I was able... Sir... And she just, holds up the parchment. She said that Asudan spoke with two voices. She swore it, and when she was questioned, well, I came in to console her, and one of the other servants saw something happen. We carried her in a tray to give her a drink, and there was something in the tray.
Something?
Something.
What something?
If you want answers, go into the storage hall. That's where it all started.
That's where it all started. Okay.
I think
Speak your mind.
I'll take you there.
He agrees, like just agree with her. So as we walk together, it's only me and Arden for start, right?
Yeah, the two servants are kind of just huddled around the other servant that's unconscious, and the Ardent's walking with you. You can see that she is clearly very shaken.
Have you seen any sort of ailment similar to that happens to someone else before?
No. It was, like I said, just follow me. I'll show you.
Yeah, I imagine like we are talking as we walk. So
Yeah. So you're talking to her, and she's kind of walking ahead of you, and there's this,
I have a
stairwell.
question.
Good.
Uh, does she seem like worried or she seems scared?
She seems scared. She seems
Mhm.
shaken. But give me an insight roll real quick.
Sure. Um, that's a 10.
All right. So, yeah, it's she just seems as though she's scared. She saw something. She's a bit shaken. She's a bit reserved.
Okay. He will not. He apparently wants to say something, but he does not say yet. I will wait for us to reach the room she's trying to bring me in before asking anything.
Yeah. So you go into this room as she opens the door for you into this long hall, and it's this sprawling room that is full of like cases of glassware. There's like different decorative bowls, and there are throughout the room. Each of these cases has a glass mirrored back. So it's almost like glass cabinets line all of the walls with finery inside of them. Some of them are silver, some of them are copper, some of them are gold, different serving dishes, things made of all different, like anything that you would need for a beautiful palace banquet with any theme is throughout this room. So as you enter the room, she just kind of steps out of the doorway. I'm I'm gonna go make sure she's okay. But
Sister, have you yourself seen anything? Please, it's important.
roll persuasion.
Okay. I will use the second plot die here.
Nice.
Let's see. Uh, Fuck. Man, at 6, it's a blank.
Yeah, blank 6. She just kind of like squeezes her face into this rictus of discomfort, almost as though she's about to speak, like kind of grips her hand into a fist and opens and kind of moves her fingers in a undiscernible way, and then just holds her hand out like flat, like stop in front of her. No. You just kind of motions her hand stop a couple of times and shakes her head and walks away.
Okay. He gives a deep sigh, like kinda not exactly annoyed, but frustrated, you know. Uh, but at least this behavior by itself is something to report. So he starts looking over the room. He tries to see if there is anything. Like apparently, she said that she collapsed here, right?
Yes, and so you enter the room. It's like a long, dimly lit corridor. There are a couple of lanterns that are still hanging in the room, but it's just kind of creating like a like shimmering, reflective, like light that kind of cascades and bounces around the room in like prismatic color. Um, the mirrors panels are kind of stacked along the walls, and as you step forward, every reflection kind of begins to move out of rhythm.
The reflections begin to move, like my reflections on the glasses and trays, things like that.
Yeah, and it doesn't keep pace with you, and you notice that as you move, the movement of the glass is almost choppy. Like it moves, pauses, moves, pauses. Roll
He
perception.
curses. Yeah, he curses to himself like blood of my fathers, and kind of just man, he seems like he seems a bit scared. Like he's not exactly on a situation like that. He seems a bit scared. But 19.
So you notice that one of the reflections has just your face in it. You're standing completely stationary, looking at yourself.
Just like it does not follow my movements.
At all. It's moving
Uh-huh.
slowly, but it's watching you as you move.
He steps back for a moment, a kind of, you know, some a chill running through his spine, a sort of panic. But uh, I will roll a discipline for myself because I want to see if he can like put up the resolve to see what he can do here.
I that was
So
that was my thought exactly.
let me do that. Mhm.
All right.
What? Not yeah. No, I'm sorry. It didn't roll yet. It's not rolling for some reason. Oh, it did roll now.
Nice.
Okay.
Roll a plot die.
Oh, okay.
This one's for me. You don't have to use one of yours.
For another blank, man. Fuck that.
Okay. So
Can
as you
honestly, I want to use another one of mine just because I think this is an interesting moment. So I will use myself as well
fine, let's
if
do it. Let's do it.
I
Complication.
yeah,
Okay.
the enemy of the of the plot.
Let's see. Does this come up for you?
Uh, sorry.
There we go.
Oh, okay. I can
So
see.
as you look into your reflection, the like the light in the spheres begins to drain out and become darker, and in your reflection becomes a black silhouette. Uh, your eyes become white dots, just kind of like simple glowing white circles, almost like spheres, where your eyes were, and your hand reaches up towards yourself.
Blood of my fathers. He curses to himself. He steps back for a moment. Uh, kinda. But something stirs in him. He he looks to the mirror, see the hand stretching out to him, and maybe it's a very fool thing to do, but he stands the hand back to touch it. After this moment of steering himself, seeing everything happening around, like this is real. Something pushes in, and he just touches the mirror for a moment.
So the woman now inside of the mirror, you see her press her hand up against the glass, touching your hand. And for a moment, you see a reflection of someone standing behind you. And it's a Parsh woman
Hmm.
with white skin, with red markings. She has black hair strands. She looks a little bit different from any Parsh woman you've ever seen before. Um, and it's almost as if she's in a different moment. It looks like she's looking down into water.
Hmm. Looking down the water. This is. I imagine this is like very quick, like a glimpse.
Yeah, it's like a
Like
vision almost. And
so.
then
Okay.
you.
He coils his. Okay. He coils his arm back, kind of as a reflex of that, and he just stares at the mirror and shouts, "What are you?"
So
Vibrant.
as you pull your hand back, the lights in the room become a bit brighter again, and it's just your reflection. But you do see a dark silhouette standing directly behind you with her hand on your
turns
shoulder.
quick. He turns himself quick.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
He stumbles a bit back, kind of walking out of the room and damnation, and he will leave the room for now. Kind of panicking, but not exactly panicking, but like something happened and he is not comfortable with whatever that was.
Yeah, I'm also going to give you 1 point of corruption.
Okay, I no idea what's that, but
It's a mechanic
like
that I'll be using in the campaign.
okay, I don't like the sound of
Hey man, you pushed the roll.
I know.
And you touched the glass.
I know. Man, the plot that fucking hates me for some reason.
So, as you leave the room, the hallway is empty. You kind of see the stairwell that leads back up to where the servants' quarters were. That guard is still standing in the hallway.
He seems kinda exhausted almost. He just passed through. Sorry, there's someone taking the ring bell. I have to check it.
No worries.
Once.
Anyway, for anyone that may listen to this, these are very rough. This is just the beginning of what we're trying to do. But I was hoping that later on through the campaign, when we move to a podcast format, if somebody wanted to kind of go back and get some of the preludes or to know where some of the characters' backstories kind of came from, that this would be a good way for people to get a glimpse of that. And throughout the campaign, I do also plan to do some flashbacks where each of the players will have a moment similar to this session during each of the characters' arcs, where we'll get a glimpse of what their history is like. Kind of how in the books where you see with the main point of view characters from each of the novels, you have a glimpse of that, where Kaladin goes back and you see the events that kind of led up to how he became a slave, and then even further back, kind of the events as when he was a child, and kind of moving forward. Same thing with Shallan and even with Dalinar. So that's the plan here.
Back. Did I think you're starting to say something when I left, but
Oh yeah, no, I was just speaking to anybody that may listen to kind of give them a better idea on what this is. It's kind of like a this is our rough session, -1, not even 0.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, he's standing in the hallway, awaiting your return. So were you able to find anything down there? How was the servant? Do they seem like
sorry,
they'll be
who is
okay?
talking?
The guard, as you were kind of walking out in the hallway, they were still there.
He still collapsed.
He seems a bit out of breath, but
He's like running down the hallway.
Yeah. Like he didn't actually run, but he seems a bit sweaty, kind of stressed.
He kind of tilts to one side, tilts to the other. Are you okay, Darkborn? You seem a bit pale.
I am fine. Just, it was a long night.
Indeed. While you were away, another communication came in. Something happened at the gates. Borden is in need of your attendance immediately.
He needs my attention. I kind
Yeah,
of miss it.
yeah.
Okay.
Borden needs to speak with you right away.
Mhm. I was already going back. Thanks for the warning.
And he gives a small salute of respect and just starts going back.
As you give him a salute, he just kind of taps his chest with his fist. So yeah, you make your way back through the back hallways and through the grand entry, and the garrison is on the other side of the palace. You find your way through the different offices and bunk rooms and stuff like that inside of the garrison to Borden's small office tucked into the back corner. His scribe is in there. She is on the span reed, scribbling something out. She looks like she's very intent on the message. Borden is standing there, just kind of overseeing the span reed message that's being sent in these urgent strokes, and he looks up as you enter.
Sir, reporting back.
Um, yes, something even stranger has occurred, I think. Wow, it's Storm's son. This is. He just seems like beside himself. He sits down at his desk and he gestures for you to pull a chair over.
He sits.
A man arrived at the gates bearing a massive shard blade, like one we've never seen before.
He frowns for a moment, but don't interrupt.
I'm sending message off to Dalinar right now, immediately. Um, the man is claiming to be Talenalat.
He feels a chill running through his spine for a moment, and he looks over to Bourdain. He thinks back to what Hav's just seen. He curses like damnation.
Damnation indeed.
Sir, I investigated how that happened. You know I would never lie to you, but something is happening in the city, sir. I don't know what it is, but believe me, I'm not crazy. I'm not mad. But there's something very wrong happening there.
He raises a hand and kind of scrubs his face. The light eyes seem to think it's an impossibility that it could actually be Talenalat. He has dark eyes. Kael, Storms, I think it's him. I think he really is the Herald. He's massive. I've never seen a man so large in my entire life. Who comes in after a high storm, pulling a shard blade behind him?
I think it's more than that, sir. The man, the Baron, I took the reports. Every, not every, but the majority of light eyes started panicking, breaking things as soon as the storm hits. Was as if the storm was a herald or herald itself. They started throwing things and breaking everything around. I don't know what's happening, sir, but look, the the drunken house would fall before I would expect to see a mass hysteria of light eyes woman throwing blaking grasses on a public ballroom. And I spoke with the Arden taking care of the woman who collapsed, and he seemed scared.
The
Cheap.
the scribe cuts in. Sir, you need to hear this. I'm sorry to interrupt you both, but Dalinar wants you to form a retinue and bring the man to him immediately with the shard blade. Kael, not a word of this to anyone. Not about the disturbance, not about the queen, not what you saw tonight. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Everything changes now. He just kind of stands up and throws his coat on, and that's where we'll end the session.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right, and
That was cool.
just over an hour. Thank you, listeners. I'm gonna end the feed.